And you can see the principal was a Muslim, Azeez. Deputy principal he was a Singhali. Vice principal was David, who was a Tamil. Coexistent. He wanted to convert Zahira into a university.
Singapore wanted to send their students to study in Sri Lanka, and you have proof.
Here is my resignation. I resigned. Please show me a way get out of this situation. You had to have trust in Allah. And we had to work hard. And be honest. So now I'm thinking, I had to make 1 million. There were 8 Arabs landed in Beruwela. One of the things that we were involved in as a World Muslim Forum is coexistence.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Telling Life program. Today I am meeting Captain Aga Barrie from Canada. Brother Aga Barrie was born in Beruwela, Sri Lanka in 1936. He became an engineer in the 1960s. He is also the founding chairman of the World Forum for Sri Lankan Muslims, an expatriate organization interested in giving back to Sri Lanka and then elevating the society. I have the pleasure of meeting him on the Zoom. Please help me in welcoming Captain Aga Barrie. Brother Aga Barrie, AGA Barrie, thank you for joining the program. Let's start. Tell me about yourself.
Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Rahman. Thank you very much for interviewing me. It's indeed a pleasure. Before I start, I would like to say some words about my parents. I think my life revolves around their influence on me, especially my mother. Because I lost my father when I was 6 months old. We had about 9 siblings, and my father and my mother, they lost all of them except myself and my brother and my sister. I think that's about 6 siblings. So which gave my mother sort of, she made so much of dua for me, application. And that's why I was able to do very well in my life. You see, even in my note that I sent you, I would have said, changing adversity into excellence. So it says a lot. That means from the day I was born till today, I had to face so much of difficulty in everything. It doesn't matter what, but I used to overcome with excellence, with the help of Allah. So my mother is the eldest of the Villa family in Beruwela, and they were also involved in Bahari Takya. One of the, I'm sure you would have heard about Bahari Takya, where we used to have big kandri every year. And my father is one of the alims who comes there to recite from God. Of course, my father passed away when I was 6 months. And then I was brought up by my mother and my mother's sisters in Beruwela. So, of course, as I mentioned there, I had gone to Tamil school up to grade 5. Then one of my uncles, he had the vision, very much involved in social activities. He knows English is a must, but in Beruwela, English is not spoken or not taught even in school. Hardly any school that taught English. So he said, no, we should go to Colombo and start studying, do your studies in English.
What is the period we are talking about? So when were you born?
Okay, I was born in 1936, and then I got myself admitted to Maligahan Tamil School in 1941.
Right.
And till 46, I was in Maligahan School. So I had gone up to grade 5, during which time I also did my, as usual, as any other village boy, used to go to Madrasa, Pallikodam at that time,
yes,
and finish your Quran. And then my uncle, as I told you, he's a visionary. So he wanted us to do better in studies by going to Colombo because they had their own shops in Colombo. He said, no, you come with me. So I was admitted to Hamidia School in 1946. Any other village boy, proficiency in English is 0. Then I could not get into the real 5th standard because my standard of English is so low. So they put me in a special class, which is almost with a kindergarten or grade 1 student. Hamidia is a feeding school to Zahira.
yes.
Most people live in Messenger Street almost, if you know Colombo, that is where most of the Muslims were living at that time.
Yeah.
So my uncle had a hardware shop in Messenger Street.
Yes.
So it was walking distance to Hamidia. So then within 1 year, I was trying to get to Zahira. So I went for an interview even there. I was okay in everything except English. They said, no, you have to improve your English. So we cannot admit you to Zahira. We'll put you in the evening school. Anyway, I did very well. Second term, they put me to grade 3. And at the end of the year, I got a double promotion. So when I got into grade 5, I was transferred to Ada College proper, Ada College Colombo proper in 1948. That is how I started my studies at Zahira. And that's the same year. It's a coincidence. Azeez also took over Zahira as a principal. In 1948, pbuh was the principal when I joined.
Okay.
But he was since he took up to politics, so he had to find someone else to replace him.
Yes.
And alhamdulillah, I found the right person, and Azeez became the principal in 1948 also. So 48 onward, again, it's a challenge because my proficiency in English is not that great. Because you can imagine a boy who studied, but in maths and other subjects, no one can catch me. I'm way ahead of time, other people. But the language was a problem. It was a big issue. But I was able to read and improve my English. From 5th standard onward, my position was 26 out of 32 boys. Second term, I came 4th. And the third term, I came 2nd. And I got promoted to Form 1. First time in Form 1, I became 1st. I kept maintained that position of being the first boy in the class, right from Form 1 to HSC at that time, that is Free University. So, alhamdulillah, as I said, it is again dua and application from my mother.
Now, tell me why Zahira? Was Zahira a prestigious school at that time?
Zahira is the only Muslim school in Colombo. As a matter of fact, it's the only Muslim school in the whole Sri Lanka at that time, a famous, worthy of calling a school. And I went to Zahira. Again, Zahira itself, I spent from 46 to 56, 10 years.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So during which time, I must tell you an incident. I didn't want to be a burden to my uncle. There was an advertisement just tailor-made for me. Yes, we have first tuition. You must have distinction in math, physics, and so on and so forth. And you should have been a volunteer, a cadet or scout. This is for naval cadet to join the Navy.
Right.
But the application said I should get the signature of the guardian and the principal. When I went to principal, and that is where my life changed. The principal looked at the application.
So it was A.M.A. Azeez.
Yeah, A.M.A. Azeez. He said, what's your problem? You're a good student, can't you? I said, no, I cannot afford because my uncle, I don't want to be a burden to him, so I better do a job and I can go on. He said, no, money is the problem. Okay, I'm going to give you a scholarship. You move to the hostel. This is why I appreciate Azeez. Even there, he was able to see my future.
Yes.
Yeah, my future. Because he was, as a principal, as an educational, as a visionary, he was able to see I must be having a lot of potential ahead. But my only obstruction is finance. So I was given a scholarship fund, $25, 25 rupees a month as part of the hostel fee. Because hostel fee was 50 rupees a month. Okay. For the other 25, I had to give tuition. So there were two, as I would have read, two boys from Singapore.
Yes.
Alvi brothers. I used to teach them, tutor them on math and other subjects. And I get about 25 rupees, and which goes against my hostel fee. In fact, I ended up as a senior prefect of the college. In fact, I won the gold medal. So these are some of the ambition I had.
Yeah.
And I used to ask Allah, please help me, I want to get this some more of it. And I was able to achieve.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lesson for everyone. Nothing is impossible to achieve.
Yeah.
You make up your mind, of course you have to work hard.
Yeah.
You have to work hard.
It is all about partly willpower as well as faith.
And then, faith, yes. Alhamdulillah. So
now, tell me some experiences in Zahira in regards to people from interfaith. Like Zahira College is a Muslim school, but there were Hindus and Buddhists and other people from other countries as well. Tell me about it.
It's a good question, and it's a good question. It needs to be answered properly. Because not only the students, even the teachers of mixed community. And you can see the principal was a Muslim, Azeez.
Yeah.
Deputy principal was Mr. Vijay. He was a Singhali. Vice principal was David, who was a Tamil. So you can see right from the top,
Yeah.
it is catering for coexistence.
Yeah.
And when you talk about my own class, in fact, my university entrance class, we had about altogether 12 in maths. 3 Muslims, 2 non-Muslim Sinhalese, 1 Tamil.
Yeah.
I knew you may ask this question. So I looked into my library. I was able to pick up a magazine of that called 1956. You know?
Right.
So
1956. Okay. Yeah.
1956. This is the year. And you can see how many people entered, 13 people or 15 people entered university that particular year.
Yeah.
And most of them are non-Muslims.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you look at the name, Ratnapuli, this guy is Ratnapuli. He's in Canada today. He's a science graduate.
Okay.
And he's a Buddhist.
Yes.
Then is Jabbar. Jabbar is from Kalpiti. Okay. Aga Moidin. These are Muslims, right?
Yeah.
And you have got Rahman, the Tamil.
Yeah.
Leslie Pereira, a Sinhalese. Bandula Ratna, Buddhist. Kivuli de Silva. He's a professor of chemistry today. He's living in Colombo.
Yeah.
You know, and then Gunatilaka, I think he's a medical doctor.
Yeah.
So you see, it's a mixture of all community. 13 people entered university in that particular year.
Yes.
But I wrote an article.
Yes.
It appeared in the paper known as Zaila, the rise, the fall, and re-rise of Zaira.
Oh, okay.
So you may ask me why there's a fall.
Yeah.
In 1956, 1956-57, that particular known as the golden era.
Yeah.
Zaira was the best school in Sri Lanka.
Right. Right.
Zaira. We had 100% entry to university. 100% sometimes. In 50s, there's only one university.
Yes.
Known as University of Ceylon.
Yeah.
So we had one year we had 100%. You know. And then sports, especially in shooting, 50% of the Sri Lankan team are from Zaira. So whether it's education, academic or non-academic, Zaira was top. Unfortunately, there was a mishap. 61 or 62, I'm not very sure about the age, government of Sri Lanka introduced a bill. There will not be any more assisted schools. It will be either private school or government school. Zaira was an assisted school at that time. So they had to either go as private or government will take over, right? So Mr. Azeez, again he had a vision. He wanted to convert Zaira into a university, cultural university at that time. And he had all plans. Bill was drawn by Dr. Guruge. So in that bill, there is a provision, like all the communities, there will be a provision for them to convert one of the schools into university, provided they are private schools.
Yeah.
Provided they are private schools.
Oh, okay.
It will be converted into university with time. Mr. Azeez took a chance and said, okay, I'm going to go private.
Yes.
I will go private till the time, such time that it becomes university. He knew the problem that he will face with the community in collecting money to be a private school. He knew that. But if somebody is going to be a very short period, he is well connected. He knew exactly what's going on in the government. So he said, okay, we will take it through for some time. We will convert this, we will get this into converted into university. Some people got the wind of it. As he is working towards it, so he wants to become the first vice chancellor of the university. And that jealousy set. And very unfortunate. This is how our community has failed. Because we don't see the benefit. We only see who is doing what and how can we cut him down. You know? So the arrangement was at that time, mosque committee will give 50,000 rupees towards the total expenses per month was 110,000 rupees.
Right.
Teacher's fee, teacher's salary. The 50,000 comes from the mosque. 60 has to be collected from the public. I can remember being an old boy, we used to go around and collect money. 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 50 rupees from various people every month. You don't pay the salary by 10th of the following month.
Yeah.
Government will take over the school. And this particular month, unfortunately, they did not, Mosque committee did not release the 50,000 rupees. So they couldn't pay the money. They couldn't pay the salary. The government took over Zahira prematurely. The community, again, this is very important, made a case saying that Azeez has handed over school to government. There was a case filed against the government for taking over Zahira.
Right.
And the case was headed by ACM Ameez, who was the Attorney General at that time. There are a lot of MPs who were supporting him, and they won the case. After about 1 or 2 years, and when they won the case, they are unable to run the school. So, again, you wanted money to run the school. Yeah? So they didn't have enough money. The teachers, all the good teachers left, and that's the start of the fall of the Zahira College. That was in the 60s somewhere, early 60s. Till up to 1990, which was in the trend of falling all the way down. So the Zahira College started 1890, something like that. So that means over 120. Today it is 128 years old this year. Right? So imagine a school 128 years old. It should be the top of the line, right? No, it was from top of the line 1950. So after Wfslm it took over, chairman of the board of governors, it turned again. Oh, alhamdulillah, Zahira is doing very well.
Okay, now let's talk about your university entrance and the life. So you were one of the top ones in the school.
Even university, Dr. Rahman, at that time, the deputy principal was in charge of selecting where the students should apply. So I applied for engineering.
Are they the ones who determine?
Because they want to get the maximum best results, right? Because so engineering is impossible. Zahira never sent anyone to engineering after 48. There was one entry in 1948. So now 48, 55, 56, hardly any. The previous year, I showed you Haja Moidin, he was the best student the previous year. He applied for engineering, he failed.
Right.
So, that's the best, he was the best student. So the deputy principal came to me and said, Barrie, you don't apply because you will fail.
Yeah.
I want good results, I apply for science.
Yeah.
I can still remember telling him, sir, no, let me try again because I'm still young. I was thinking in my mind, I don't want to, if I miss engineering, I want to be in the police force. Or I want to take up TCS, one of the two. For that, you have to be under 24. So I said, even if I fail, I still can do a 3-year science degree. I can still be under 24. So I gave the good reason why I want to try. And he said, okay. Alhamdulillah, again, another challenge as usual.
Yeah.
I came out with four A's and I did very well because being not only good in education, in studies, I was also a good sportsman. This is a plus point.
Yes.
To enter. So two of us entered engineering, myself and Leslie Perron, the other Sinhalese boy. But he did not go through university. He joined the Navy. Without going to university, he joined the Navy. Again, university itself is 4 years of challenge all the time.
So it was in Colombo.
Colombo. And Mr. Azeez, he thought I was a very good student. And he even took a bet with one of his friends, who was Dr. Salim. I don't know if you heard of him. His son entered engineering from Royal College. His son. So they are good friends. Probably they would have been talking to each other. He said, my son is also there. Oh yeah, I got my best students also entered engineering and so on. So when it came to first exam, that is known as Part 1 engineering, he got a first class. Salim got a first class. I just passed, unfortunately, because I was more interested in sports. I was playing raga, I was getting more involved in sports. Mr. Salim came and told Mr. Azeez, principal, you are talking so much about your student.
Hmm.
We just passed and my son got first class. So he doesn't speak that much of a good student.
Yeah.
So Azeez called me. He said, what is wrong with you? I said, why, sir? No. I thought, my friend, that you are the best student and you will do very well in the game, but you have just passed and his son has got first class. So yeah, I spent all my time with him. Sir, don't worry. The final, if he gets a first, I'll get a super first. I had to give up. I gave up all my sports. I have made up my mind to do very well in the exam. So to cut the story short, he just passed. I got a second class.
Okay. Congratulations.
So, no. This again.
Yeah.
You have the Allah's blessing.
Yeah, of course.
And you have to work hard. And it's the exam, and in university, especially if you do well, the first 5 are selected to be instructors or helpers.
Yes.
So I got selected as one of the instructors.
Yes.
Okay. During that time, there was a team of engineers came from Nigeria to recruit people to Nigeria. I got selected as an assistant professor, lecturer to go to Nigeria.
Yes.
So I was so happy. I thought my mother will be happy. So I went and told my mother, I got a job. She said, no, you are not leaving. You're not leaving me.
Yeah.
As far as I'm living, you're going to be here. Okay. So I remember tearing the offer.
Yeah.
I said, yes, Mom, I will never go. That is again, I'm telling all this, you have to have the blessings of the mother. And then I got selected to railway. So my first job was railway. And then it was 1965. So I was now getting, as you said, your question to answer. Yeah, I'm ready to get married now. So I had gone 65 December to Beruwela to make some arrangement for the wedding.
Yeah.
Then I had a call from the railway. Holiday cancelled, report back to duty because there was a major disaster in Mana, cyclone. It's a major cyclone in 1965 December. Chief engineer at that time is Mr. Wfslm. He'll go to the site and he assessed the damages and he has sort of recruited people and he said it can be finished in 6 weeks. The message I got was report to him at Anuradhapura, even in the middle of the night, don't worry, just disturb because they normally sleep. The engineers, they sleep in the saloon. The saloon means it's a living thing that you can attach to the train and you can go anywhere you want. You stay there, you work, and it's known as a saloon, So he said, I'm in the saloon, you put me up anytime you come there. So I reached Anuradhapura about 2 o'clock in the morning from Beruwela, right? So when I reached him, he said, I received the damage that you have got in Mana. 6 miles of track has got damage. It's going to cost me so much of money. Don't worry about the money. I had told all the station masters, whatever collection they have, they will give you for your expenses. Keep track of money. And also I had recruited 300 people, casual labor, to return it, and I want to finish in 6 weeks.
Okay.
So that's what he told me. I said, okay, good. And I went there next morning. By the time I went to Mana from Anuradhapura, it took another 6-8 hours. The next morning I reached there and I walked the entire 6 miles. So they are working day and night, double shift, to finish in 6 weeks. So I walked the entire thing, came back and called. I sent a message to all the foremen. I said, no more day and night work, all had to go to sleep. So, and I had a meeting with all the foremen. I asked them one question. How long will you take to do 1 mile? He said 1 week. So that is why we have come out with 6 miles, 6 weeks. I said, okay, since we can do 1 mile in 1 week, I'm going to do this work in 1 week. He said, yes, I'm going to divide this place into 6 miles.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 6 groups of people. Okay? You had to finish your work in 1 week. Today, no night work, it's morning 6 to evening 6. You take whatever number of people, they only wanted 50 people each for each mile, 1 week. So we gave and we finished the work in 1 week. And that is one of the things that I have did well in railways. And immediately I was promoted district engineer, even though I was assistant district engineer. So I took over the district and I got married in 1965. 65.
You were staying in Anuradhapura during your
Yeah, cyclone time.
yeah. So
Yeah,
you knew HM is at Farooq.
Yeah, yes, because at that time, it's another interesting era of our life.
Yeah.
And Anuradhapura is is a Buddhist center, city for the Buddhists, right? And you will be surprised for the coordination meeting of the Anuradhapura district. There were more Muslims than non-Muslims. Assistant engineer, assistant district government agent was a Muslim, Farooq. Our district engineer, railways. Police superintendent was Dool. Police inspector was Prina. DMO, medical officer was Dr. Mohammed. So village chairman was CP Mohammed. So there were more Muslims in the coordinating meeting than non-Muslims,
Okay. So that's a coincidence, yeah.
That's a coincidence because it goes to prove at that time Muslims were doing very well. Now we are not doing well. I don't know why.
Yeah. So it seems like it was a bit like a golden era for those who really went on that path, getting educated,
Yeah.
And then that, coming back to Zahira days, I forgot to ask one question. You see, when we talk about Sri Lankan economy, we always kind of compare, Singapore aspired to be, wanting to be like Sri Lanka, and then you had Singapore students at Zahira. Singapore wanted to send their students to study in Sri Lanka, and you have proof.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the proof we have. That's the proof we have. Zahira had students from not only from all districts of Sri Lanka, because we had Muslim students from all parts of Sri Lanka, whether it's Vetiklo, whether it is Akurana, whether it is Gaul, Matra. In addition to covering entire district in Sri Lanka, we also had students from abroad. There were Pakistani students, there were Malaysian students, there were South African students, the Nigerian students, then Singapore. We had international students studying at Zahira at that time, which showed how prosperous the school was at that time. And we had a hostel facility for them,
Yes.
It's one of the best hostel they had.
Let's get back. Now you finished at railways and then you getting started to go to Canada. Is that right? So what happened?
No. Again, when you ask me, it goes back to even in railways, I had a challenge. Because, as I told you, I'm not from a rich family. I had to earn and look after. During my towards the end, in 1965, 66, the year I got married, my mother fell sick. So I had to have enough money to look after my wife and my mother. And I also had a baby. My first child was. So my salary of 500 rupees, 600 rupees were not enough at that time to cope up with all this. So there was a provision for a government servant to join the army. So during the first 2 months, you get double pay. You get both pays.
Join the army as a part-time thing.
Yeah, as a volunteer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I told my chief engineer, that I have a problem. And he knew that I was an honest man. I will not take any bribe on cent. So, for me, this is the problem. Only thing I know, the railway being an essential service, you are not allowed to join both. But he overlooked that. He said, okay, no, I'm taking responsibility. You join. And he went on holiday prior to retirement. The deputy chief engineer took over as a chief engineer. And he was very jealous of me. I'm less than 30 years old. I'm doing extremely well. There was a circular issued. Every skilled person should be given 30 rupee increment after a trade test. And the trade test has to be done by the district engineer. So this particular deputy chief engineer thought I have neglected.
Okay.
He called for a district engineers meeting just to expose me. Because I am working both railway and in army. So I wouldn't have time to finish this interview. So he thought the only way that he will be able to put me down. He had a meeting. And then, first of all, he got the best engineer, one Mr. Ratnasingham.
Mm.
I asked him, Mr. Atman, how many people have you interviewed and what is your percentage of implementation of circular so and so? He said he had done 60%.
Mm.
Okay? And he had done 60%. Like that, he was going down 60, 40, 30. Came to me. I said I had done 98%. I said, Mr. Paul, I told him, yeah, you call this work meeting not to take, you want to put me in trouble. And you don't like my face. Here is my resignation. I resigned. I resigned right there in front of all the people. Because I knew because this man is very vindictive. So I was taking the night mail to Trinco. I had resigned, but still I have the facilities. I'm still a district engineer. Okay. So we are given a berth and we are given the best of the, your berth have 2 levels, right? Bottom and the top. And most people get the bottom one. That is the most comfortable one, right? So being a district engineer, I get the bottom one. I was about to go there. Then an elderly man, I got my partner in that berth to go. And he was trying to go up. I told him, no, you don't need to go up. You sleep here, I'll go up. Then we became friendly and he said, where are you? I said, I'm not employed. Huh? What? How can you be? I said, yeah, I'm on the railway, but I resigned. Okay, we are looking for a job, engineer. When you go to Colombo, why don't you contact our general manager? That was CDE, Ceylon Development Engineering.
Okay.
They are the Beruwela project managers.
So you got the Beruwela job from a train.
Exactly. Yeah. You see, again, can you imagine you need more money and you have resigned one job and you are going thinking of all this problem in your head and Allah sent you, here you are. And my salary in Beruwela job was, how much? 4 times the government salary. I was placed at 1,800 rupees a month. At that time it is very handsome salary compared to 400 or 500 in railways and 500 plus 500,000. Okay, and I had given a car and a driver. It is a different thing altogether. And then I left to Canada. That's how I left to Canada.
What was the year?
1969. 1969. So I would have been 33 years old, 32 plus.
Yeah. I would have been 3 years old, just 3.
Anyway, mashallah. So even there, going to Canada, selecting Canada was a challenge. So I had a chat with Mr. Azeez. I told him I'm trying to migrate, I'm going to leave Sri Lanka, I'm going to other countries. He said, if you want to go, I was telling him I was trying to go to Middle East. He said, no, don't go to Middle East. Because it's not a place for young people like you. You go to one of the affluent countries like either Canada, Australia. So then he said, go to Canada because no one has explored Canada yet.
Okay.
Because since you are going over, go to a place where no one has gone. England is full of Sri Lankan, people are gone all that. But Canada was not the popular place for Sri Lankan at that time. So I told my cousin who was in Germany, said, I'm trying to go to Canada. If you want, you also come to Canada. So he also migrated from Germany to Canada, and I also migrated. So when I went, he was already there, so it was helpful for me. So I went with my wife and 2 children.
Yes.
So taking a chance all the way. So alhamdulillah, it was good that he had gone ahead from Germany, and he had already established, he was there about 1.5 years before me. And then when I went, he was there to meet me, and I started settling. So again, while coming from the airport to the house, I saw a board, Quits Construction. So I was thinking to myself, Allah, I come all the way here, I need your help again. If I can get a job in this, that's my line, construction.
Yeah.
And of course, I landed in Canada on 10th of April. So whole of April I was resting, I didn't want to. And I applied to this company. He said, yes, there is an opening, provided we get the job. And they got the job, and I also given the job. So that was my first job as a project engineer. I was the first Sri Lankan engineer to become a professional certificate license in Canada.
Right.
In 1969. And I did very well there. I had specialty thing is of organizing a project to start, because in any construction project,
Yeah.
there are two difficult areas. One is to start, second is to finish off.
Yeah.
So of the two, starting is more important than finishing.
Yeah.
That is where contractor makes all the money at the
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
So I was specializing in that in everywhere. I was able to do about 8 to 9 jobs within about 4 or 5 years for highways and what do you call the bridges,
Yeah.
harbor construction, heavy construction. I was doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
The very first, this is very important, honesty again.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to get ahead in your life, you have to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
You know, one of the subcontractors approached me 72 January or so. He is a supplier for expansion joints, right? And he lost the job. He lost the project to our company. He came to me and said, Aga, I'm going to give you an offer if you can get me this job. What is it? I'm going to reduce the price by 10% and I'm going to give you 5%. So there will be a 15% reduction in the price, of which 5% you will get it personally, 10% to the company, if you can get me the job. So, being a project engineer, I said, yes, I'll get it, don't worry. So I went to the owner. I told him, see, I have an offer from a subcontractor. He lost the job. Now he is giving you 15% discount. Will you take it? Yeah, I'll take it. So he also gained, because 15% is about 8% less than the job that he's going to give to the other people. So he gave this job for 15%. So this man got the job, but he was very angry. He said, I gave you 5%, but you have given all 15%. I said, you wanted the job, right? How I got it is not your problem. Well, giving 15% discount, all 15% will go to the company. I said, okay. Anyway, he got the job. This was in 1971. 1975, from this guy, after 5 years, I never had any contact with him. He said, Aga, what are you doing for these Christmas holidays? I said, nothing. Can you go to Middle East and promote my expansion joint? Because Middle East was just coming up. And I asked him, why, out of all the people, why are you calling me to do it? No, you are the only honest man I can think of in Canada. I said, okay. So, holidays, I went and I did the promotion, 21. And then when I came back, someone has started the rumor that I have gone to Middle East looking for a job for me. So one of the vice presidents called me and said, Aga, I hear you are gone. I said, no, I never went with that. Since you have planted that idea into my mind, I may take it, because when I was there, someone offered me a job.
Yeah.
But I brushed it off because I was not interested, because I'm doing very well here. And I left. He said, anytime you want to come back, the doors are open. Don't worry. You can come. Anyway, that's another story. That's how I ended up in Middle East. You know?
Okay. So what was it like in working in the Middle East itself?
And my intention to go to Middle East, in 1975, my last job with pitch construction, I was complaining. I was asking Allah, oh Allah, help me, because I came to Canada to bring up my children properly. The way the things are going, I'm not spending much time with them. They are getting stray. We are spending all our weekends having parties, going there, going here. It's not the right way to bring up the family. Please show me a way, get out of this situation. That's the answer to that dua, was the call from that boy, that man, for me to go to Middle East. You understand?
Yeah.
That was, Allah has shown me we go this way. So when I went there, someone offered me a job. And then I never had any intention of leaving. Since because someone accused me, he gave me, okay, you take a decision, and I ended up there. So this is again from Allah, where I was very happy when I went there, because I ended up in Medina. I was able to put my children in Arabic school there. Were able to give them the proper foundation for 2 years, and they were completely sort of transformed into more of a real Islamic way of living, in Medina. Alhamdulillah. So this is the best thing that I had by going to Middle East.
Right.
And also the job that I had was also my own line in the construction. I was a construction manager, you know. So I was able to enjoy the work. I was able to get a lot of money. I was able to get my children in the right direction. And all around, it was a very good move. I started in Medina. From Medina, I came to Riyadh. From Riyadh, I went to Dammam.
Right.
You know, going in Dammam, it's another, as I say,
Story.
different experience. This is a story by itself.
Yeah.
Because I was a construction manager in Riyadh
Yeah.
for this Canadian firm, Capt.
Mm.
So we had a project in Dammam. It was run by an American. And that project was so hard. Overnight, the American threw the whole thing and went away without telling anyone. He just, he could not run the job.
Yeah.
He just, so then we had to find another replacement.
Yeah.
And you can't find a replacement overnight. It takes about 1, 2, 3 months sometimes. Hiring an engineer to work. So in the then I put in a proposal to the Ministry of Housing. Till I find a person that I will go and run. He said, no, you don't even get in there because you are not qualified. These are the words used by the Deputy Minister at that time. You are not even qualified to be assistant engineer in that project. How can you run that project? You are not qualified. You get a right time from, get an American, as we had American. Replace it with an American. I said, don't worry, I'm going to replace, but till such time there has to be someone there. And I don't want money. I'm going there to run it. So with reluctance, we said agree. I was there. Within about 1 month, the same Deputy Minister comes to the site and begging you, Mr. Barrie, don't get anyone else. You continue. You had to have trust in Allah.
Yes.
And we had to work hard. And be honest. These are 3 things, you know.
Yeah. Let's move on. Now you move to Malaysia, is that right?
Yes. Now, before I moved to Malaysia, Dr. Khalil, the Dammam job was coming to an end.
Yeah.
And then I was supposed to go back to Canada.
I
was supposed to go back to Canada. So in the meantime, my 2 elder children got married in Sri Lanka. So I went to Sri Lanka, gave them in marriage. And then my cousin, before I don't know you heard about him, James, he said, stay back and I want to improve the business. So I called Canada and said, I'm not coming. I started working with James, developing James in Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So, and then I went back in January, sometime in August, my cousin, Rifai comes to me and said, at that time we had already arranged to give his son, my younger daughter. He comes to me and said, well, we're going to have the wedding in December. I said, no, impossible. I don't have any money. So immediately in August, again, I was praying Allah to show me a way. I get a call from a friend of mine in Saudi. Can you join me in the States? I'm going for a meeting. Please sit with me for the meeting. I will send you the ticket and I'll give you $5,000 for expense and things like that. So I left there to the States and I sat with him for the meeting and we had a good meeting. We were trying to promote some business, which we have. Then I came back to Canada. So now I'm thinking, I had to make 1 million rupees. One day, at that particular evening or night, I get a call midnight of the night from Saudi Arabia. Mr. Barrie, where are you? I said, I'm in Canada, Kevin, I have been trying to get hold of you last 1 month. I could not locate it. Finally, I got your number here. I want you to come to Saudi, and do a job for which I'm finding difficult to do it. Whatever you want, I'm prepared to pay. Don't worry about it. I said, no, I don't want. I'm not asking for any salary, but I need an advance of 50,000 riyals before I could come take the job. Right. Because I have my daughter's wedding coming up in. Don't worry about that. Come. So anyway, I packed up and went there.
Right.
I did a good job there, and he gave me 50,000. I was there for about 91 to 97, 96. 5 years I was there with him. He never let me go. So 96, I was getting tired. I thought I was retiring anyway. Come back to Canada. Then I get a call from Malaysia saying that, we have got a project and we are looking for a project manager. If you can come more, we appreciate it. So that's how I ended up in Malaysia
Right.
with Haji Taslim, very good friend. He became a very good friend of mine after.
Okay.
And he had lots of problems with the government. So, of course, I have a way of getting around people. And first thing is honesty. Within about one few months, they know that I'm an honest fellow. So they open up and they help me out to whatever I say. So I was able to win their hearts and I do very well in Malaysia too. Alhamdulillah. The last term was at university. Same, we were working for Minister at that time, Wfslm.
Yes.
He started a university of their own for Tamil community, Indian Tamil community. So he wants to build a university and they appointed us as the project managers. That is how I got involved in the university. Which we finished. We finished it. It's a nice university in Ipoh. Have you been to Malaysia?
Yes, yes.
You have been to yeah, it's in Ipoh.
Yes. I've been to a place called Cameron Islands.
Cameron
Islands, beautiful place. It reminded me like my place, like Kandy. Beautiful country, yeah. A lot of places are like Sri Lanka anyway.
It's one of the best places I worked. And then I joined there 1996. I was there till 2006 or 2007. Then I came back to Canada.
One is, you see, you were born in Beruwela and you have lots of projects and friends and relatives and all that. And then you have a mosque there, the Abrar Mosque. Tell me about it.
The history says there were 8 Arabs landed in Beruwela. I'm sure you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So according to my family roots, it goes back to one of them. So when these people came, I'm sure they would have started spreading Islam also, because they would have married. Because unlike other people, according to my theory, the Arabs who came to Beruwela, they were able to speak Tamil because they didn't come straight from Yemen to Beruwela. They had come through India, Malabar, India.
Yeah.
So there they would have been there for some time. From there only they would have come down south to Sri Lanka. At that time they would have learned, they would have had few words of Tamil because they would have married Tamil ladies. Their family would have been Tamil speaking people. That is why when they came to Beruwela, our Tamil was Arabic Tamil. The mixture of Arabic words and Tamil words and some Sinhalese words also. So our Tamil is completely different to any real pure Tamil. So now, Bang children, Musa goes, we have Arabic word, but the words are Arabic Tamil. Bangu ring, Savan is Arabic word. Would have come down and the first mosque was built 920 AD, 1100 years ago this year. There's a program going by CIS, Center for Islamic Studies, under Azeez Hussain. They invite people, non-Muslims, to mosque to propagate Islam. So this was one of the projects we intend doing in Abrar was to convert this into a center like that. So the last meeting we had with the trustees of the mosque and Imtiaz Baqi Maka and Azeez Hussain and some architects, how to convert this area into a tourist attractive. And we're trying to build a museum in one of the rooms so that when people come, we will explain how the Arabs came to Beruwela, how Islam spread from there onward. But in the meantime, we already developed the burial ground. It's one of the best burial grounds in Beruwela. It's designed properly. People can walk in between the qabr, and you can identify the number on a grid system. So it has been done already. We started on the project. So the first one was the graveyard project. We have finished. So next one will be it's a nice mosque.
Tell me, you also founded another organization a few years ago.
Sri Lankan Muslim Foundation of Sri Lanka.
10,
12 years. That was starting 10, 12 years ago. It is still functioning in Sri Lanka. Then we had a branch in Canada. Sri Lankan Muslim Foundation of Canada. But I think you are talking about the World Muslim Forum. The reason why we promoted this idea was after about 8 years ago, when we had the problem, some extreme articles have been written against Islam and all that. To counter this, we had to come out with a professional way of answering. Instead of everyone getting into the van and writing, they said, no, we will hire professional journalists and then counter these people.
It is about combating hate speech.
Exactly. And we did very well. We did so well. The Daily News gave a special page for Latif Farooq, he's one of our members, to write about Islam.
Yeah.
So we overcame that. So at that time we thought, we have 500,000 Muslims around the world. Why can't you sort of get them together and we can get the intellectuals, come out with something, which will be worth looking after our community and also looking after other Sri Lankans too. If we are united, we can extend our knowledge, whatever we have. Good for the country, good for the community. That is how the World Muslim Forum originated. Right. And then that was about 8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
Last year, we officially launched it in London, how the World Muslim Forum can help education. So we have done a study where and where, what we are missing and how we can get involved. And we found out 85% of our do not get to university. Of the 35%, of course, they are qualified. Some or other, they can do some technical job, they can go or they can migrate to other country, they can use their skill and get into university after and so on and so forth. But the first 50% that gets dropped out before all level, it's a major problem for Muslim community. Not only Muslim community, even other community is the same. Even others have done a study. The first 50% are the people who are giving trouble to the country. I don't know, you have heard about Dr. Raish Mustafa? Yes. He has come out with a new way of teaching preschool. Right from the time of a child is born, or even before the birth, when she is pregnant, you can teach the mother, and then from there onward, and so on and so forth. Few modules so that we can improve the student that's getting into grade 1. Once you improve the student getting into grade 1, the standard of education will go up for sure.
Yeah.
So once it goes up, we can reduce the dropout. Because, unlike the other associations, it's nothing. It's how can we contribute to elevate our community or even the entire human being into a different level. And I like to, even I'm the chairman, but I like to hand it off because I'm too old.
Okay, Brother Aga, is there anything else that you like to share with other people?
Basically, I've been telling you, or I'm telling everyone, the purpose of one's life is to please Allah. In the meantime, help other people. If you live in this concept, your life becomes very, very, very easy. Allah makes your life very easy.
Yeah.
Nothing is impossible. To please Allah first of all, and to help the humanity. The first sermon Prophet ﷺ gave when he went to Medina. Not many people know about the first sermon. They all know about the last sermon. When he went to Medina, not all are Muslim. He mentioned only 4 things. First one was spread peace, which is more important today than those days. Spread peace. Second one, feed the poor. Is more important, even today is more prevailing than at that time. Third one, do not disconnect relationship with your kith and kin. Maintain relationship. It's nothing to do with Islam. First one is peace, then peace. Second one, feed the poor. We didn't say feed Muslims. Third one, don't cut relationship. For the fourth one only, he said, pray in the night. He didn't want us to show that you are Muslim at that time. Probably you pray in the night to the Creator. So if we apply that today, we can live in coexist. You can live very well with other people. One of the things that we involve in as a Muslim, World Muslim Forum is coexistence.
Yes.
We have to live in peace so that we can be happy. So that we can do our ibadah, we can help other people. We have, living in peace is a fundamental thing, I think.
Okay. Inshallah. Great initiatives.
I'm just sharing my experience so others can get benefit. That's the main thing. It's not a question of you have to tell about yourself. Allah knows your intention is not to brag, but people should learn something from what you do, because you get only handful of people who have gone through such life.
Exactly.
You know, so those people, not only me, anyone who has gone through, should share why did they overcome the problem? How did they overcome the problem? You know, in fact, I have written a few books, leadership, Islamic concept, ABC of leadership. I have put all the characteristics that is required for a leader under alphabetical order, A, B, C, like ability, bravery, C, and so on. And I have put, and given Quranic ayat and hadith to support it. So,
again, the purpose of this program is also exactly what you said. It is about partly to, identify certain people's experiences and then share, So human experience is very, very unique. And then the technology these days allows for that. So, we can preserve some of the memories.
There are so many things you can. Inshallah, so your program is very worth listening.
Very nice to talking to you, brother.
Very nice.
Aga Barrie. So you have done so much in your life and you have given to other people as well. Inshallah, we'll keep in touch. Thank you for joining the program. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Dr. It was a pleasure.
Alaikum salam.